Hello bookish friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a flip through of my 2024 reading journal so far. I'm doing this instead of a July reset because I just had no motivation to film a July reset because I feel like they're getting really repetitive and I need to figure out a way to like spice them up a little bit, or maybe just do like seasonal resets, you know? So I saw this video idea from Tori Between Pages, who I will link in the description box, but she basically did a very detailed flip through of her reading journal so far since we have officially hit the halfway mark of the year, and I figured I would do the same and we'll talk about my reading journal. We'll talk about the spreads that I'm loving, the spreads that I'm not loving, and we'll talk about what I'm going to do differently next year that I already know about, and we'll talk about some of my favorite books so far. So let's get right into it. Okay, so here we have my 2024 book bullet journal. This is the Dingbats. I don't know what the size is. I think it's like their B5 or something. It's the bigger one because I personally like it to be a little bit bigger than the A5 size. I will leave this exact one linked below, so if you're interested, you can definitely get it. This is probably my favorite one that I've used so far, and I absolutely just love it. I just wish it came in different colors rather than just like a different icon on the front, you know? Let's open this bad boy up. So here is my cover page. It just says 2024 reading journal. Then I have my reference page that has like my star ratings and how big I need for the book covers that I print out. This is my yearly reads, which obviously I will add to as time goes. I have my goal versus what I actually read in the last 2 years. I have my reading goals, which I've kind of, actually looking back at it, I haven't really failed. I'm definitely gonna reach 100 books. This one is iffy. I don't know if I'll read all of Sarah J Maas's books. I'm hoping to finish Harry Potter, but I really don't think that's gonna happen. I think I can complete the Book of the Month challenge. We'll see. My 2024 and 2024 we will talk about in a little bit. This one is whatever. I'm trying to focus on reading the books that I already have, but you know how that is. And then I have been really consistent with growing my social medias. Okay, this first spread I have here is just my yearly stats. After each month, I go through and just kind of fill out these things. Fill out how many books I read, how many were physical, how many were audio, how many ebooks, how many 5 stars, and then DNFs. I love this spread. It's so simple because you really just count things up. I keep messing this one up for some reason. I don't know, but I really enjoy the spread and I will definitely continue this one next year. One of my favorite spreads ever is my book bracket for each year. So basically I pick my favorite book from each month. They get pitted against each other towards the end of the year. So when I choose my favorite book in July, I have to decide which one is my favorite, and then obviously that helps me determine my favorite book of the year. These are my favorites so far. So for January, we have The Thursday Murder Club. For February, we have Craving, The Clinic, The Wilds, Wild Love, and Just for the Summer. So we're finally at the point where we're gonna have to start pinning some books against each other, and that's gonna be tricky because these books right here are some of my favorite books I've ever read, so that's gonna be tricky. Okay, next we have my monthly rating by color. For example, this is 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star. I don't really love the way I did this. I do love this spread because it's super easy and I do like seeing like the colors laid out, but I definitely want to change up my color scheme next year. But I don't know if I'll necessarily do this because I don't really ever rate books 1 star. I usually just DNF them. So I've been putting like how many I've DNF'd. I don't know. Don't really love this spread, so don't know if I'll do this one next year either. This spread right here is just where I list all of my 5-star favorite books. So obviously we have Craving, books 1, 2, and 3, Matthew Perry's memoir, Prisoner of Azkaban, The Wilds, Finley Donovan, Roll the Dice, Wild Love, Abby Jimenez, and then I have the rest of the spread to put any more 5 stars that I have throughout the rest of the year. This is clearly a spread that I am not going to do next year. I usually did my halfway top 12 and my yearly top 12, but this spread I definitely will not do. My yearly top 12 will just be my 2024 or whatever the year is book bracket, and then I think next year instead of doing like halfway, I'll kind of make it like the mid-year freakout tag, which I posted that video a couple weeks ago, so I'll probably do it like that and make a spread for that instead of tracking my yearly top or my halfway top 12. So clearly this spread has not been used. This next spread, I won't do this again. This is where I track all the books that I DNF. and I just list out the title and like the percentage of which I DNF them. I probably won't do this again because you'll see why later on, but I definitely don't think I'm gonna do this spread next year. This spread is Days I Finished a Book, which I love this spread, but I'm definitely gonna do it differently next year. I already have an inspo pic saved on Pinterest on how I wanna do this one next year because this is just like too messy for me. And I wish the pixels were a little bit bigger because obviously I have a lot more space to expand. So basically the months are up here, the days are here. So every time I finish a book in any given month, I just put a little dot and it shows you how many days in the year I finish a book. I do love this spread, but like I said, I just want to do it differently next year. This is one of my favorite spreads. It's just my book goal, so I put my book goal of 100 and then had some extra boxes. But basically my little key is over here. So this beige color is for any audiobooks I did. The olive color is for the physical books I read, and then this darker copper color is for my Kindle reads. So when I finish a book, I just color it in with the respective form. I love this spread. It just like is so pleasing to the eye. I don't know. Next, I have my book of the month challenge. So on this side over here, I just write the books that I got each month, or if I skipped it. And then I chose 3 of the different prompts that Book of the Month has on their app or their website, because I don't want to do all of them, but basically I wanted to read at least 15 of my Book of the Month books. Obviously I'm making progress. I wanted to do the Genre Genie, where you're reading from different genres, and then Page Pusher, which is reading books that are at least 400 pages. I'm getting there. I'm doing not too bad, but I do like this spread. I think I would just maybe do it a little bit differently next year somehow. I don't know. Next, we have my infamous Project TBR. So this goes back to the goal of wanting to read 50% of my physical TBR, which I think that goal's out the window, but I am still tracking like how many books I do actually have on my physical TBR. And I already found a spread for this for next year of how I'm gonna do this differently, because I don't really love this layout. It kind of just like isn't aesthetically pleasing, and I found a better way to track this. So I had how many books I started the year with, which was 269. And then each month, this is how I do it now. Like I was clearly getting used to figuring out how to make it look good. So I write down how many books I bought, how many I received, how many I read or unhauled, and then obviously I tally it up and see how much I end each month with. Over here I just have, okay, I started July with 254, and then we will go on, and yeah. So I started 2024 with 269 books. I'm down to 254, which is not great. We're making progress. Slow but steady, right? And then once the year's over, I will obviously fill this out. Next, I have read books to earn books, and then I have my form tracker. I won't do this next year just because, I don't know, this is one of those spreads that like every time I flip to it, I'm like, all right, let me just fill it out so it's done at the end of the year. I don't know if I'll do this one again, but you never know. This one I do actually really enjoy. So this is my form of reading. So I have physical books, audiobooks, ebooks, and library books. I probably would just skip the library books next year, or maybe I'll keep that on, I don't know. But basically at the end of each month, I tally it up and just write and fill in the circle with a different color, and then just write like the first letter of the month. So I don't really love this spread. Maybe I'll think of a better way to do it next year, but I do like tracking this. Next, I have a list of just audiobooks, which I probably will do this again because I do like tracking my audiobooks. Actually, you know what? I don't really mind this spread at all. I like it. I probably would do it the same way. Now this spread, I thought I was gonna love this going into the new year, and I actually hate this spread, and I hate tracking my genres because there's so many like sub-genres now within these specific genres that it's just like too much. And if I read like a contemporary fiction, I have this here, but if it's like, I don't even know how to describe it, guys. Like I don't. There's too many genres that I read from that this just, I gave up midway. I think I gave up after like 2 months because I was just like, this is too confusing for me. Like we have romance, but there's like fantasy romance, and then there's like dark romance, and it was just too much for me. So I don't like this spread. I probably will not do it again next year. I love this spread. This is my series tracker. So these are all the series that I either want to read or in the middle of reading, and next year I will definitely do this again, but probably give myself some more space. As I read a book in any series, I go through and just fill out the little box, and if any books get added, I will add them here. I think next year when I do this, I really need to like look at my Goodreads and see what books I'm actually reading series of, because I think there's some missing on here. But we have ACOTAR, Throne of Glass, Crescent City. I had Letters of Enchantment here, but I actually I unhauled both of those books because I just like couldn't do it, so cross that out. Killing Stalking, which is a graphic novel series, Harry Potter, Thursday Murder Club, Fourth Wing, Shady Hollow, which is a series that I still need to get to, and then the Steel Brothers series from Helen Hart. If you know, you know. And then we have Magnolia Parks over here. Next is another spread that I actually really like, but I just like well surpassed any of these goals that I thought I was gonna do. So I have my Bookstagram growth and my Booktube growth, and I went by like 5s for Booktube because I never thought I would like gain as many subscribers as quickly as I have, which I am forever grateful for every single one of you watching, or if you are subscribed to my channel, love you. So this one I will probably redo but maybe, I don't know, do bigger increments. And this one, I think I did 10s for Bookstagram, which I well surpassed what I thought too. So this year one, I will probably do next year. I put the number that I started at and how many I ended at, but I think next year I just have to go into bigger increments. And then the last of my yearly tracking is my library savings, which I'm probably not gonna do this next year. As bad as it sounds, actually this is not my last yearly tracking, sorry. As bad as it sounds, I don't use my library as much as I should. Maybe that should be a goal of mine next year, but my library doesn't really have any good new releases, but they did just kind of do a little remodel, so maybe that changed. Regardless, maybe I'll keep this for next year, but I haven't used it and I don't plan to for the rest of the year. We'll see. Next, we have my 24 and 2024 TBR. These are just the 24 books that I really want to get off my shelves in the year of 2024. And I've decided that if I don't read one of these at the end of the year, it is getting unhauled. So we have a couple done so far. I did have 2 DNFs, which makes me really sad. And the only one that's on here that I've like really truly loved is The Wilds by Sarah Pierce and Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. And obviously Serendipity by Becky Charleston, but I still need to make some progress on this. So I do love this spread, and I will definitely continue doing this kind of TBR going forward. And then lastly, this is a spread I recently added, and this is my monthly wrap-ups, and I freaking love this spread. So at the end of each month, I take a picture of all the books that I read in that month, and I'm holding it obviously, and I print them out 4 at a time because of the way my printer's paper works. I don't want to waste any. I love this spread. Like, it's just something about seeing me holding all of the books and seeing them all at one page that's just like so aesthetically pleasing. So definitely will continue with this. And this is actually my last yearly tracker besides this, which I haven't done yet because I don't know how I want to do this just yet, but I have the page saved for when the year is over and I do my 2024 wrap, which this will just be like my yearly wrap up spread. Maybe, I don't know, I may get sick of it. So now we are going into the monthly trackers. In the beginning of the year, I was really ambitious with this reading journal, and I did like this really cute half page and then had this over here. And I do enjoy how this looks, but I don't love it. I tried, but as you'll see, it got bad. So then each month I have all of the books that I read. I have these little stickers from Alicia Marks It. And I think this is like Purple Pisces collection. Some of these are from different places. I don't usually write anything for these, but clearly, like I said, in the beginning of the year, I was ambitious. This is how most of my spreads look, where it's just like the monthly page that says what month this is and the books that I read with the star ratings, and sometimes I do spice ratings, and then obviously I use stickers if it's an audiobook or if I DNF'd a book, or you'll see later on if I read any Kindle books. So I don't do anything crazy with my monthly spreads. So like for example, this was an audiobook, or an ebook, so I just put a little ebook sticker. But I do love seeing these spreads, and I like only having 2 pages because I don't like doing too much with my reading journal. But March was one of my favorites because I love mushrooms. April, I just did purple flowers, loved it. I really enjoy the way some of these spreads look, and I love my little gold stickers. I don't like my handwriting, so I always use letter stickers because I don't like my handwriting. But again, labeled which ones I DNF'd or which were audio, which were ebook. This was an ARC that I got, so I did write ARC next to it just so I knew. This is May, same thing. I did yellowy flowers because May is the beginning of happy season for me. I have my wrap-up picture. And then this is the most recent month of June. I did all of these really pretty like summery vibe pictures and just made a collage, and then obviously added my wrap-up picture. And I have these little index cards. Actually, they're like postcards from Pantone, which have a bunch of different colors, and I just thought this looked really cute. And then we have all the books I read in the month of June. And that is my flip through. Okay, and that is the flip through of my reading journal. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that was fun for you. It was fun for me to look back on my reading journal and just see like where I'm at so far in reading for the year of 2024. I have a ways to go for some of the goals that I set for myself, and I'm really gonna work to hit those goals if I can. I don't know, guys. I feel like I set goals for myself and then it's just like, what was I thinking? I was being overly ambitious. And obviously at the beginning of a new year, like we're all overly ambitious and setting these New Year's resolutions, and then you get halfway through the year and you're like, whatever. If I do it, I do it. If I don't, I don't. And that's kind of how I am right now. Like if I hit my goals, I hit my goals. If I don't, I don't. The only goal I really care about hitting is reading 100 books this year. And I know I'm gonna hit that goal because I'm at like 66 right now and it's July. So I know I'll hit that goal, and that's really like the biggest one for me. So I hope you enjoyed this video instead of a July reset. For the reset videos, let me know down below like what you like to see in a reset vlog, because I need some inspo, I need some motivation, and I want to make sure that you guys are enjoying the content I'm putting out. So let me know what you like to see in reset videos. Figured I would switch it up and do the mid-year book bullet journal flip through. I hope you got some good ideas. Send me any ideas you have for your bullet journals that I can make mine better. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, show it some love, give it a like, leave a comment below with your favorite spread that you saw today. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.